Maita Kaur here, BCBA and Parent Academy moderator, coming to you with your sneak peek of the week into Parent Academy. This week's topic is traveling with your child with special needs. So I just did a longer video on the Parent Academy page, the private Parent Academy page, and I wanted to give you a bit of a summary and a few of the tips and thoughts that I shared today. My first recommendation is experience. You will learn from experience. I learn from my own personal experience on every trip that I take. I feel like I'm prepped, and then I take the trip, and then I learn what I need to do differently the next trip. So if you haven't taken a longer trip yet with your child with special needs, do so now. You will learn the most from that experience. Even if it's a trip that's close to home, so just going downtown can be an hour to a 2-hour drive depending on weather, depending on traffic. So try that out as a trial run to see exactly what you need and what your child needs to get through those longer trips. But again, experiencing those longer trips is what's going to give you the best idea what you need to do next time. Some of the other things that we talked about on the PA page is using ABA strategies to prep for travel. We talked about role play, video modeling, social stories, answering WH and how questions with rote responses so your kiddo can reflect on those in the moment. Pictures and maps, using pictures of places that you're going, the airport, stops you're going to make along the way. Showing your kiddo on a map if they really like maps. You can show them on Google Maps or on a globe exactly where they're going so they're better prepared for their route. Practice with timers. Timers can go a long way as a tool with waiting. But again, practicing waiting in the home setting first before you bring that over to your longer trips. Token boards, first then boards, visual schedules, finding a reinforcing system that works. If you know it works at home, don't change anything, bring it with. So through Parent Academy, we do have some tools that you can use to go to do boards and finished boards. So this is a schedule. You could have, let's say, steps for getting on a plane or steps at the airport getting through a security system. And they can use this schedule to move the step that they need to perform to the step that they've completed, to the column that they need to work on, to the next column that they need to finish. You can use that one. There's a different kind, so just, 4-step sequence board. These we offer on the Parent Academy page again, and through our modules. Here's a different one you can use to create, so you have a visual of a step that they need to perform, and then they can move it to the other side. Or just a simple first then board. First, let's get through the security system. First, let's get through the car ride. Then you get a preferred choice, preferred reinforcer. So find the tool that works best for you. Oh, I'm going to show one more. Token board. Here's another example, or an example of a token board, a different type of token board. This one, you pull the strap down if they engaged in inappropriate behavior or went through a step that they were supposed to complete. You can pull down this strip and cover up the number and so on, and then they can earn something at the end. Okay, what else do you bring in your suitcase? So bring all the tools at work, bring the timers, anything else you need. Provide your child a choice of reinforcing items, anything that encourages positive behaviors. Allow your child to make those choices of their favorite items and pack those in their bag. Let them be part of the process. You can also have a dedicated list of your own of things that you can bring that keep your child calm and collected through longer trips that could distract them enough but still keep them calm. Nothing too overstimulating or escalating, because if they get too overstimulated on a tight plane ride or a long car ride, that may be too much, and then you may have to enter more movement breaks in between. So something that's still a little bit calming. Some of the things that you can bring are preferred snacks, technology. That goes a long way. Make sure you have those battery packs and those extra chargers, art supplies, sensory bags, fidgets, cause and effect toys. Again, nothing too stimulating, but just enough to be distracting. On those trips, what should you do when you're on the trip? Praise small positive behaviors. Those go a long way. Remember to try to notice the little things like sitting in their seat, keeping their seatbelt on, looking out the window quietly. No matter how small, and reinforce it with praise, with attention, with continued access to their preferred item, with access to a new preferred item that they get to choose. They can also earn tokens and work their way up to a bigger reward, maybe something that they get at the airport. Acknowledge those small positive behaviors on these trips to encourage them to continue. Also, during the trip, keep to a normal routine as possible. I know that's hard on a plane or a long car ride. If they have certain times they go to the bathroom, schedule those bathroom breaks. Nap time, schedule those nap times in the car or plane ride if possible, even while you're on the trip. I know it's hard to schedule a nap time when you're on a trip and you have all these things to do, but if that's what's needed to reduce the tantruming throughout the day and have a better day your next morning, then maybe keeping to the same nap routine. Other things that you can bring that are familiar are preferred foods, preferred meals that they love. You can meal prep those. Clothes that they love to wear. Just try not to change too many things at once. Traveling is already tough as it is with incidental demands and changes in their overall routine, so try to keep it as familiar as possible. Now, what about flights? Flights are difficult, and in my research, I've noticed there are a lot of changes out there now from airlines, from airports to better accommodate special needs. There's been a lot of changes. Look into it, look into the research. There are flight rehearsal programs now. The two that I know of are Wings for Autism and Blue Horizons, but there's many more. There's new ones coming out every year. We have a parent on the Parent Academy page who has done one, and she's going to share her experiences with different flight rehearsal programs and going through one with her son with autism. And she also has a video that she's going to be sharing at the end of the week. We, on the Parent Academy page, also talked about notifying special needs early when you are booking and checking into your flight. So notify staff of any special needs, that accommodations that you may need, not last minute, but early on. It's harder to get things last minute, and I've had personal experience with this. So if you need a wheelchair, asking for it beforehand, pre-boarding if that's possible, quiet areas. If they don't have a sensory safe area, you can ask for where the breastfeeding room is or a praying room is. And if those are empty, you can take over the rooms and then leave when they're needed. Prep for sensory sensitivity. So at the airport, it can get very loud, overstimulating. It's very bright. Bring sunglasses. Bring a hat. Bring noise-canceling headphones. Bring a weighted blanket for when you're sitting there for a long time. A weighted blanket goes a long way on those long car rides too. One-on-one assistance. So there is something out there now. I'm not familiar with it, but definitely something to look into. Passenger Support Specialist, a PSS. They are trained to help passengers with special needs. They will arrange to meet you at the airport and help you through the entire process. So again, there is a lot out there now from airlines and airports to support you with travel. It just does take a little bit of research and just finding the best one, checking out reviews and blogs. So all of that good stuff is on the Parent Academy page. We will be talking more about it throughout the week with written infographics of everything I talked about today. Other parents will be chiming in on their experiences, and all of those tools I just showed you are available on the Parent Academy page. So if you're interested, let us know in the comments and we will help guide you on enrolling. Okay, everyone, I hope you enjoyed the sneak peek into Parent Academy. Have a wonderful week.